So very much. And what I'll do now is I think we'll move forward then to Edson again and go to Grand Yellowhead, where we have Gord Booth, who is another video conferencing guru in the province and who's been involved in BC for about the last 10 years, I would say. Grand Yellowhead's been experimenting with video conferencing since 1994. So they are the ones that have been the pioneers, been on the bleeding edge at times, and they're really doing some innovative programming. So Gord, I will turn it over to you out in Edson and welcome you today.
Hey, thank you very much, Kathy. I appreciate the opportunity of meeting with you folks today and having this chance to chat a little bit about our program out here. As Kathy mentioned, we piloted the use of this technology back in '94 and got into it seriously about 5 years later. And it has grown significantly over the last few years here. We have installed video conference systems within each one of our schools. We have, some of our schools have 2 video conference suites. We have probably over 100 desktop video conference units around our division as well. Initially they were used and are still used for administrative meetings. We have 4 video conference suites in our Educational Services Center here where I'm located today. And there are times when I can't find one to use. We have got into course delivery and we're hopefully delivering 40 courses this year by video conference from grades 3 up to grade 12. And I say hopefully because we have about 38 of them in the can right now and we're working on 2 more that are currently trying to line up content providers for, get corporate funding for, and that sort of thing. Most of these courses are optional in nature. A number of them are sort of along a traditional 1 hour a day kind of schedule. But in the last little while, we've moved towards looking at alternate ways of creating courses. And we're looking at bringing in external content providers, sort of outsourcing the content delivery of our courses and using our teachers as basically facilitators and providing the assessment role here. We've also looked at going towards blended delivery, blending video conferencing with some online resources, some independent studies, some field study kinds of components, and found those approaches useful in handling scheduling and also to meet the needs of a lot of our students that have various different learning styles here. One area that has really grown in the last little while is the area of program enhancements, and these are sort of the things that Dave had mentioned earlier there. These connections with external experts to enhance traditional regular classroom activities. Last year we delivered 168 of those kinds of sessions throughout the entire school year. In the first 2 months this year I booked almost 90 of them, so this has grown dramatically in the last little while. When we cannot find external commercially available content providers, we will go out and find expertise in basically across North America here, and we will create content providers out of them. We will, and we have currently lent out video conferencing equipment on 1-year loans to a number of organizations to help bring in content that has been requested by schools within our division here. We also use the network to a growing extent for classroom collaborations. We did about a dozen of these last year, connecting classrooms in our divisions with classrooms across North America, primarily down into the United States, but we have done some into the Maritimes, Nova Scotia, Brunswick, some into Saskatchewan, some up into Nunavut, and a couple into other school divisions here in Alberta. We currently have a number of our teachers working on planning projects collaboratively with elementary schools in the United Kingdom right now, and hopefully we'll get some of those off the ground right after Christmas here. Another area that we've used the network for is to provide services to our special needs students. We have 5 of our schools that are receiving support from speech-language pathologists by video conference on a weekly basis out here. And it's a phenomenal growth in providing those kinds of services that we haven't been able to do up to this point. The other area that we've used our equipment for is the area of professional development for our staff here within the division. We have run a number of workshops by video conference for teachers, teacher aides, administrators. We have run graduate level courses for our teachers. We have also currently are running teacher aide certification courses through Grant McEwen Community College into our division. We've also run a number of non-credit type courses, things like American Sign Language courses and whatnot for our teachers and teacher aides. I think that in a nutshell is pretty much sort of the high points of what we've done with our system out here. It continues to grow. It continues to provide sort of a leveling influence, providing equal opportunities between our smaller schools and larger schools as far as providing optional courses to our students. And it has helped significantly to enhance the instruction in our regular classroom environment. So with that, I think I'll turn it back to Kathy.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much, Gord. And as you can see, Grand Yellowhead has, you continue to amaze me, Gord, with how many video conferences you're doing out there. It's absolutely wonderful. So when in doubt, Gord is the guy to connect to in terms of Grand Yellowhead, and being able to just make connections with unbelievable content providers or to train and build new content providers. So thank you.